if there's anybody watching this that, let's say, loved Batman Forever and went into Batman and Robin with great anticipation, if I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain them in any way. Then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. Then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. Then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. Then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. Then I really want to apologize. Because it wasn't my intention. I want to apologize, because then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. Apologize. Then I really want to apologize. Apologize. I want to apologize.
Oh, Joel Schumacher. Can I forgive you? I mean, you've apologized. All is forgiven. You've apologized in so many ways. It's been absolutely amazing. I love you, Joel Schumacher. You made one of my favorite films from my childhood, The Lost Boys. That was a terrific movie. And of course I love Falling Down with Michael Douglas. That's a cult classic. If any of you were wondering where that audio clip came from, that was the Joel Schumacher apologizing clip from, I believe, a DVD or something like that. But one thing I always take umbrage with early on in that, you were hearing audio from Joel Schumacher apologizing on Batman and Robin, and I slowed it down to really emphasize. It was a meme, people. I memed it. Welcome to the show. I'm Pat. Anyway, I have an issue with when he says the people who really liked Batman Forever, and they went to go see this and they were disappointed, he just wanted to entertain. Now, hold on 1 minute, Schumacher. When are you gonna apologize for Batman Forever? Like, what the fuck? Like, I love how he tries to work around, hey, I know you loved Batman Forever, so I'm sorry about Batman and Robin. Just because Batman Forever made money doesn't mean it was good. You a-hole. We're gonna go back to this clip throughout this evening once we get done with this movie, and we're gonna see if I can forgive Joel Schumacher for destroying, at least for a little while, my favorite comic book character. Well, maybe Daredevil, but for the sake of argument, let's say Batman. Batman is something that's meant so much to me going back to my childhood. He was one of the first comic book characters I ever read. I have a Batman tattoo on my arm. I like the animated series. I like the Nolan films. I like the comics. Not all the comics, obviously. There's a lot of bad Batman comics. But in general, I like Batman. I like the character, and it's awesome. Now, here's the thing. Between Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, Batman Forever is quite a superior film. But it led us to this place. And I would also say, in retrospective, looking back now, Batman Returns led us to this. Tim Burton went so batshit crazy with the sequel to Batman after its massive success that he made the studio, he forced their hand. He went so dark and crazy and weird and esoteric and honestly quite dumb. Batman Returns is a very stupid movie, by the way. People who try to talk about that, oh, he treats Batman as this wonderful mythical character and the film's so smart and understands Batman. Batman's not in the movie for like 28 minutes. So it's like 28 minutes in. Max Shreck's terrible. The Penguin's ridiculous. You're not the mayor. There's no plot. It's an aimless movie. I don't care if Michelle Pfeiffer's amazing as Catwoman and the costume ball scene's great. Batman Returns sucks. Just gonna get out of the way. I will not be a Tim Burton apologist just because he made Ed Wood and a few other good movies. Batman Returns is a mess. And it was such a mess and such a disappointment to people at the time, even though now people try to pretend Batman Returns is some classic, that we got Batman Forever. And guess what? It was a huge hit. It had Jim Carrey in it. It had Tommy Lee Goddamn Jones. And it was so successful, they said, hey, let's do more of this. More over-the-top stuff. More silly gags. More overacting. More cartoony. Let's go more back to the 60s Adam West Show. Which, by the way, if this was actually as funny as the 60s Adam West Show, I'd be all about this shit. I'd be balls deep in Batman and Robin. Even though it seems like Batman and Robin are balls deep in each other. This is Broadway Batman. This is one of the gayest films ever made. I'm not trying to be homophobic here, but this was clearly made by a gay man. So there's a lot to go through here, you know. I saw this film when I was 7. Yeah, F Batman Returns. I'll throw that shade. Batman Returns sucks. Batman's overrated and is dated horribly. I rewatched Batman a few months ago, and I did a video on it about 2 years ago. Batman's so horribly dated. Vicky Vale sucks. Knox sucks. All of the problems that Tim Burton has as a filmmaker and storyteller are prevalent in the Batman movies he made. In particular, Batman Returns. I get it. Nostalgia. Here's the thing with nostalgia, though. Let me tell you guys a little story. Let me go back to the past. Batman Begins is my favorite Batman movie. I also like Batman Begins. My personal favorite's either Mask of the Phantasm, that film, Batman Begins, or Dark Knight. Batman Begins is a very good film. Now, there was a little boy named Little Pat, and he went to go see Batman Forever with his family, and he loved it. It had Jim Carrey in it as the Riddler. He laughed so hard. Ha 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 ha, Jim Carrey. And then a couple years after that movie came out, and we got the great Kiss from a Rose, just like Finn got kissed by a rose in The Last Jedi. There is so much a man could tell you, so much he could say, you remain. That's the best Batman song of all time. I just hear that and I think Batman. Anyway, I went to go see Batman and Robin. I loved it. I loved this movie when I was a kid. I remember playing on the playground and thinking Robin was the coolest shit ever. All of my friends, we loved this movie. I didn't understand why this was a bad movie. I thought it was the greatest thing ever made. I didn't know it bombed. I just thought I saw a cinematic masterpiece. This was like 2001: A Space Odyssey to me, the way Martin Scorsese talks about it. Now, here's the thing. I'm an adult now, and I go back to watch this movie, and it's awful. So that's the thing with nostalgia. You don't have to be held prisoner by it. You can break away from that weight that's on you, that need to feel that connection you had to something when you were a child. You know what? You know what I thought was good when I was a kid? Star Wars. Star Wars is still a pretty good movie. Back to the Future is still a pretty good movie. But Batman Returns... This is turning into a Batman Returns commentary. Alright, let's just start the movie, because I don't want to spend all night talking about all the Batman stuff. Let's just go through this. I haven't seen this movie in years. I think I tried to rewatch it a few years ago with a group of friends. I think our idea was, let's get really screwed up, like drunk and all that, and we'll watch this movie and it'll be really funny. That theory didn't work out. It wasn't really funny and entertaining like I thought it would be. Oh, by the way, welcome to Chatterday Night Fever. I'm sorry I missed the last 2 weeks. I was busy, I've been moving, I've had shit to do, but I'm back. And I thought, why not do something special? I was going to do Donnie Darko. I was going to do The Iron Giant. I was going to do films I like and go into that, but instead I'm like, no, I have to suffer. I have to beat myself like the Catholics with the whip on the back, like the Da Vinci Code, because I didn't give you content for 2 weeks. I apologize. I'm taking my scars. We must go back to the past so we can have a clean future. And that past takes us back to Batman and Robin. Alright, so let me get the background ready for this, and then we can start the movie. Yay! You could tell I'm trying to delay this because I don't want to watch it. Oh god, even that image. Oh my goodness. The Ice Capades! Oh yeah. Alright. If you have the movie, please start it right now. I'm about to start the movie if you want to watch it with me. I believe it's on Amazon. I'm not 100% sure. What are the signs that Batman and Robin is gay? Every single frame of the movie are the signs of this. Is all of the evidence is in every single frame of the movie. Well, also, why does Robin live with Bruce Wayne? Bruce Wayne is like 40 and Robin's like what, 35, and he moves in with him like he's an orphan and he becomes a son? That made no sense in Batman Forever. I know Kevin Smith said this, that Robin should have been a 12-year-old boy, but what the fuck, Joel Schumacher? Like, it's not normal that, like, 30-year-old men move in with 40-something-year-old men and become their sons. Unless they, like, there's somebody getting remarried and it's, like, a rich couple and it's a stepson or something like this. This is gay. I don't like Joel Schumacher's gay propaganda in my Batman movies. Yeah, Mike roasting, it's great. Alright, let's start the movie. Play! Yay! Oh, man, the Warner Brothers logo. I'm so excited. Oh, man. And it's freezing. Holy shit, what a cool special effect that is. They just froze the logo. Oh boy, you could tell this movie's gonna be badass now. A Joel Schumacher film. Man, what happened to Joel Schumacher? He hasn't made a good movie in years. I really like Joel Schumacher. I mean, not everything he's made. He's made a lot of crap. His whole career he's made bad movies, but you know, I think he's got at least, you know, like 5 decent films, a couple really good ones. I'm drinking some iced coffee right now because I'm tired as shit. I only got 3 hours of sleep. Why can't I do a Saturday Night Fever where I get sleep? Every single time I've done one of these, I'm so tired. It's really affected the last ones. That Scooby-Doo one was low energy. I'm sorry. That was embarrassing. I'm going to try to give you guys more of a show this time and make this more entertaining. I'm not going to settle for anything less. The Robin signal and the bat symbol come together. That Robin symbol always kind of annoyed me. And I know it's like Nightwing, kind of, but I remember the toys for this. Oh boy, we're getting the suit-ups montage that Joel Schumacher likes to do. The bat nipples, bat ass, bat crotch, bat ass, Robin crotch. Oh my god, this is great. You know, if they had the right music playing over this, like Duran Duran, Dance Into the Fire. Like, this could honestly be a pretty awesome opening. Or like, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. That could be exciting. That could be very acceptable. This is that really weird Batmobile. I had a toy of this Batmobile. I shit you not. I had a lot of toys from this movie. I had like 10 Robin toys. It's the car. Chicks dig the car. Oh boy, the chicks dig the car line. And, Chris O'Donnell, who's only ever been good in one movie, Son of a Woman, and then's had a horrible career following that film. You know, what are you going to do? I guess you star in one film with Al Pacino, you can't expect everything after that to be great. It's going to be downhill from there, I suppose. You know, the thing that's upsetting about this film is that it's overproduced yet well-produced. There's a lot of nice stuff in this movie, visually. Like, I mean that. There is some nice set design, some nice costumes, some nice special effects shots. It's just also, at other times, it looks awful. It's a bizarre-looking film. And that you could tell they put a lot of money into it, but they just made some horrible decisions, or they put money in the wrong places, or there was too many cooks in the kitchen. Now, let's bring up George Clooney at this time. This is ER George Clooney. Now, George Clooney tried to get a bunch of sitcoms made. He was in so many pilots. And then he got big playing the doctor in ER because your mothers all wanted to have sex with him in the 90s. I know because my mother did. And the introduction of this motorcycle. I love this movie's like all neon. I mean, it's so funny. I had the toy with that motorcycle too. I had all of these toys. Jesus Christ. Why does he even have this Alfred still working for him? This guy like lit Vicky Vale in the Batcave. I hope you get sick and die, Alfred. Oh. Oh no. Maybe I spoke too soon. I love they're showing Alfred be sick at the beginning. Oh, subtle Joel. Subtle, my friend. Oh god, look, it's old Commissioner Gordon, back when he wasn't a character that was actually involved with the story, but just some old mustache guy that would talk to Batman like a buffoon. Because I guess back then the writers and directors of Batman movies didn't think Commissioner Gordon was worth putting any effort into. Oh yeah, that super long tunnel. Man, why is this tunnel so long? Is it so Batman and Robin can rev up the engines? Or is it a tunnel that goes underneath all of Gotham so they can go anywhere? I wish they would show that. That'd be kind of cool. Joel Schumacher's aesthetics just don't work. Like, Batman Forever had some decent cinematography, I'm not going to deny it, right? But, yeah, this movie, what the fuck? Like, why couldn't you get a Joe Dante? Why couldn't you get a Richard Donner? Why the hell did we have to keep getting these weird directors like Tim Burton and like these guys? And I know Tim Burton's aesthetics kind of suited it, but they weren't really getting guys that were known for making great action movies. I guess you could say The End of the Lost Boys has good action. How's the audio sound to you guys? Like the microphone? I just want to check real quick. I don't want to Real quick, what are your thoughts on FLCL Progressive? It's disappointing. Really disappointing. Takes a lot of money to look this cheap, Dolly Parton. Well, hey, Dolly Parton invested that money well. She has flotation devices in case she ever falls in water. I just want to know, is the audio too loud? Is it just the right spot? Or is it too low? I gotta know. You guys gotta help me here. I never know with the microphone on this damn thing. It's neat? Well, that's helpful. That's not like, I don't know, lacking in something. Oh, boy. Anyway, let's go back to George Clooney. I need to try to avoid going on a tangent here. Okay, so Clooney is really bad in this. I know some people like to say he's good. Seth MacFarlane sucks. George Clooney is a good actor. Now, okay, as soon as he did Out of Sight, and then we got, okay, the audio's good. As soon as we got Out of Sight, I don't want to make sure there's not too much tremble or it's too loud. This needs to be the right level. A little low on the volume. Okay. So anyway, once Clooney was in Out of Sight, and especially Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, Clooney became a really good actor. Really funny. Oh yeah, Ridley Scott would have been a good choice. I would have liked to have seen a Ridley Scott Batman movie in the 90s. But George Clooney, at this time, he still had that TV actor thing. He wasn't a movie star yet. It took him a couple movies to figure that out. He had to work with Steven Soderbergh and with the Coen brothers. And once he worked with those guys, never wrong, George Clooney's a very limited actor. He can't play anyone except George Clooney and the occasional character that's a little different, but he's charismatic and likable, and he's really, like, become... And I think he could make an awesome Bruce Wayne Batman in a good movie. Like, honestly, it would have made more sense for him to play this character in, like, 2005 if they would have done, like, an older Bruce Wayne, if they wouldn't go for a younger actor with Christian Bale. But in this movie, you know, in ER, he wasn't like Anthony Edwards, where he really had to act his ass off, or Noah Wyle. He was kind of just like the pretty boy guy who got a lot of like the romantic subplots and smirked at the camera a lot. And don't get me wrong, George Clooney looks like Batman. He has a cool voice as Batman, but he does two things throughout this whole movie that are insanely aggravating and have been talked about for years. He shakes his head throughout the movie. If you ever notice this, George Clooney likes to shake his head in his early work, and he smiles in every goddamn scene in this movie. There's not a scene in this film where George Clooney's not smiling. I'm not shitting you either. Like, there's scenes in this film that are supposed to be serious action scenes or dramatic, and he's got a smirk on his face. It's like, dude, what? Oh my god, that wire work. Holy crap, Crouching Tiger, hidden bullshit. That looks terrible. Oh my god, I've seen Broadway shows with better wire work than this that's believable. That guy just falls behind Freeze. Alright, I take it back. This movie's alright. Sorry, Joel Schumacher. Come on, Robin. This is what we all always wanted out of a Batman movie, was a hockey sequence. Where Batman and Robin are hitting a diamond around with the hockey. It's like, yeah, this is what I think about when I think Batman. What sucks is they actually try to stick to the Paul Dini version of Mr. Freeze, which is the iconic version. You know, the Heart of Ice thing where he wants to save his wife and he has her frozen. Mr. Freeze could be a terrific villain in a Batman movie. He's so good in the Arkham games that Paul Dini wrote. He's so good in the animated series. You get like a Patrick Stewart to play Mr. Freeze, and he's a sad, dramatic character. I mean, it was a beautiful story because he wasn't really like a cold-hearted villain. You know, sorry for the pun. But we're going to get punished a lot in this film. Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't playing Mr. Freeze in this film. He's playing the fucking Punisher. That's all he does. And the one he punishes the most is us, who watched this movie all these years later. Oh my god, this is 21 years old, isn't it? Yeah, Jesus. Oh my god, this movie's drinking age. So... It's just a shot on Robin's ass as he flies up to the eye. But it's just, this movie is just so, it's bizarre. You know, it's like, it's not like it's so bad in like some other movies that are horror. It's not like a Transformers Michael Bay film, but it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous film. It's silly. It's campy. It's schlock. But it somehow, it's just like, it also sometimes it's just mediocre. You know, because you got to think, this was the 90s. Not every movie was Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park. A lot of special effects. films at this time did not look that great and have dated really horribly. So you have to think about this film in that way. I'd still say this film's a step down in some of those ways from Batman Forever. Even though Batman Forever is just weird too, I think like it has at least it feels like a mid-90s movie, and it's still kind of you can watch it that way. This film's like a weird place in time. It feels old and yet like a film that we still won't be able to comprehend. This film is the future. This is the Stanley Kubrick of Batman films, or the Jodorowsky or something like that. I don't know if I'll ever understand it, really. It's too complex for my brain. What do you think is Paul Dini's best work? In general? I mean, that's tough. It would be an episode of the animated series or of, like, Justice League or something, right? I mean, yeah, he is gay, but Jesus, man. Calm it down a little bit. Oh my god. See, yeah, like, Clooney doesn't know what to do here. He's shaking his head while he's got his hands frozen, then he's smiling. Keanu Reeves could have been a good Batman. I could be wrong, but I think he auditioned for Batman Begins. It's high art schlock, that is. Yeah, oh man, Robin climbing up the freeze rocket. That's amazing. Oh my god. This is incredible. You know, I'm gonna say, people underrate this movie. This is awesome. George Clooney just seems like he's trying to channel NMS. I don't know what he's trying to channel except his $10 million paycheck. I don't know if Brian De Palma I could see doing a Batman movie. I don't know if Soderbergh would have been a good fit in the 90s. I do like the idea of Brian De Palma around Mission Impossible era. There's an idea. I don't think he's a better Batman than Ben Affleck. I think Ben Affleck's the best part of Batman v Superman. And I'm not saying he's good, but George Clooney's horrible in this movie. I don't blame George Clooney. This is a terrible script. There's just no question. What about getting 90s Brian De Palma? We already talked about it. Yeah, I'm totally up for that idea. I think Brian De Palma would have been a really good choice. For sure. I like your suggestions, people. So this is the space rocket scene. I remember when I was a kid, I thought this was the most badass thing ever. Bat-ass thing ever. I thought, wow, Batman and Robin and Rocket, and they're about to surf in the air. So they jump out of the rocket off the doors. And they're surfing. There's an explosion and freezes right down this. This is like a Power Rangers movie right now. Oh my god. Who thought this was a good idea? Holy shit. This is insane thinking about this right now. I've never thought about this. Like somebody storyboarded. Okay, there's going to be an explosion and Batman and Robin are going to air surf down from the sky onto Mr. Freeze in a free fall to get a diamond. They're doing all of this over a diamond? Man, this CGI looks awful. What a horrible idea. Spawn looks better than this. All of the backgrounds look oh my god, this looks so bad. I mean, this looks worse than the prequels. Holy crap. I've seen rarely green screen look this bad. This looks, I mean, YouTube videos have better green screen than this. I don't care if this was 1997. Holy god. Joel, keep it grounded, man. How many times do we have to see the shot where like a bat grappling hook goes up and hooks on something? There's like 1,000 shots of that in these damn movies. I get it. So, like, the geography and the pace of the scene's so weird. Like, Mr. Freeze is walking slow, opening doors, and they're chasing after him while snow's going. And he's just, like, looking at them with the glasses on. This is, I mean, you know, at least it's an opening action scene. That's something Batman and Batman Returns didn't have. I'll give Joel Schumacher that. He does kind of have these, James Bond openings to his Batman films. Batman Forever, I actually like the opening scene. And Robin gets frozen. And he's okay. And Freeze takes the diamond out of Frozen. Frozen Robin's just silly. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, these special effects. I mean, god, this is bad. I remember it being really bad looking, but this is an ugly movie. Like, you could tell they spent a lot of money, but once again, it just doesn't look good. It looks cheap. This was a $125 million movie. This wasn't a cheap movie. This was a very expensive film. I'm sure they actually made a profit on this film. People always talk about this film being a big failure and a bomb, but I know the toys sold. They had to have made a few $100 million off toys and t-shirts and like lunch boxes and stuff like that. So there's no way they lost money on this. It's just it didn't do well at the box office. This was a financial disaster. It cost 125 million, I think made 238 million worldwide. I mean, it didn't, and domestically it didn't make its budget back. So, and you got to include marketing, but got Robin being in like the water and him like heating him up. Did we get him? I think that's the line. Did we get him? Oh my god. And Clooney's doing that smile. Oh boy, this is weird looking. Oh my god, this looks like a Universal monster movie. There's like lightning and it's a castle out in the middle of nowhere. That could have actually been cool, like a Universal like Batman movie. This is Uma Thurman, and in the first part of this movie here, she's playing like your typical SJW vegan type chick who is really progressive and likes coffee shops, probably a Wiccan. She's the kind of girl you take out on a date and you bang her once and then you never call her again. You know what I mean. You know, she has that library science major look going on. And, you know, she's kind of cute in the right light, but she's a little frumpy. And then she becomes like that, really slutty girl, like a stripper chick, that pretends that she's not slutty, but it's really just to hide the fact that she hates herself and is a drug addict. You know, very versatile performance. I had a discussion about her today because I was talking about how annoyed I am in Pulp Fiction. She's just doing a Quentin Tarantino impression. See, the cool thing about Sam Jackson is that he makes that dialogue sound like he's actually thinking it up and saying it for the first time because he's a good actor. Tim Roth and all that. Uma Thurman is just doing a Tarantino impression. If you watch the Jackrabbit Slim scene now from Pulp Fiction, and I was talking to a friend about that, I was like, I can't watch that movie anymore with those scenes with her. And I love Pulp Fiction, but she's so annoying. She's just doing Tarantino's voice, and he's a horrible actor. I mean, she's talking like him, man. She's doing the Tarantino thing, man. Like, she's doing her mannerisms, the way she's talking. I said, goddamn, that's how Tarantino would have played. Tarantino plays Mia Wallace in that movie. And then my buddy was like, well, she's not a very good actress. She's okay in this, but people never bring that up. And I go, I agree, Uma Thurman isn't a good actress. She's looked really pretty in some films, like Baron Munchausen. What's this whole thing where it became everyone said Uma Thurman was a brilliant actress? I haven't seen it. I've been confused by this for years now. Everyone's like, oh, she's bad in this movie, but she's a great actress. I disagree. I mean, you know, is she okay in Kill Bill? Yeah, but she's not like Julianne Moore. She's not like Cate Blanchett. She's not one of the great actresses over time. I don't think so. That doesn't mean I'm an Uma hater. Oh, Bane is in the movie now. Good. Now he can turn into a big blob man when he was skinny. Now's not the time for gas. That comes later. Got this mad scientist. Remember that Amazing Spider-Man 2, the mad scientist? That was very Joel Schumacher. Oh my god, this Bane scene. Really though, more loyal to the comic books than Nolan was. But Bane doesn't even look buff in this. He just looks round. He looks like Kylo Ren shirtless. I'm more disturbed by him than being like, wow, look at that big... Oh my god, the guy's there watching it. Let's just get every stereotype we can lined up in a wall here to watch Bane. This is what we need to happen in this movie. See, it says Venom. That's how we know it's Venom, because it's a bottle that says Venom on it. If we didn't see that, we wouldn't know. Yeah, maybe George Clooney's just laughing. I don't know. Pamela would not approve of a one-bang night. Tarantino's Batman. This one was god-awful and Tom Hardy was terrible. I disagree. I think Tom Hardy was very good as Bane. I think the fact that he had to talk through that thing and do a lot of dubbing and they had to re-edit it and the sound mixing was weird. He gives a pretty good performance. His facial acting with his eyes is amazing. His physical presence. I think Tom Hardy's really good. I think he's like the best part of The Dark Knight Rises, actually, is Bane and Tom Hardy. I don't like a lot of the writing and what he does with them. It's fucking ridiculous. But Tom Hardy, I think, actually does a good job in the movie. I think he's very, very good in the movie. I mean, I think it's just the script that lets him down. His I mean, is there a more iconic modern day villain than Bane? Really? And you're gonna say the Joker or Loki or something? Who has been memed more than Tom Hardy's Bane? It's the most memed movie of all time. The opening 5 minutes. For you? Why would you throw a man out of an airplane after shooting him and all that? It's the most... Dark Knight Rises is the most underrated comedy of the 21st century. I won't have it. When people are like, oh, it's terrible. I don't care if it's a terrible third film and a serious film. It's a great comedy. No modern day comedy has been as funny or as memed and quoted as The Dark Knight Rises. It's hilarious. It's amazing. I love it. Every scene's a joke. Everyone quotes it. Everyone does the Bane voice. I mean, that movie came out years ago and we all still do the voice like this. Say what you will about Nolan, but he knows how to make something stick. You know, like a lot of bad villains are forgotten and not brought up again, or bad mistakes in movies. People are still bring up Dark Knight Rises and Bane. They still do the meme of it, you know? So, like, at the best you could say it was entertaining. It was like the Rocky 3 of the franchise. And that's one thing I really enjoy about it. That is one way to describe TDKR. I've always wanted to make a video on it. Dark Knight Rises, the greatest comedy of all time. I mean, that opening scene is so funny. With Littlefinger? That's one of the funniest opening scenes to a movie ever. I think Nolan was intentionally trying to make a funny movie. It's too brilliant. There's too many good jokes. I mean, and yeah, just the memes. And the 3-hour movie, it just flies by because you're laughing and having a great time. Love it. Love it. Awesome. We lack really, truly great B movies today, and Dark Knight Rises is one of them. I will defend that movie's B movie status till I die. The best Sam Jackson film after Pulp Fiction is The Negotiator. Oh, so they're finding out Freeze's backstory, which is the best part of the character, but they don't really do anything with it. Actually, Heath Ledger was Christopher Nolan's first choice for Batman. Yeah, maybe one day we'll watch Spawn. BR never aged well. Batman and Robin, yeah. I always thought Martin Scorsese would have been a banging director for a crime drama Batman. Oh, David Fincher. Yeah, David Fincher would be. I mean, I don't think Fincher would have made something that far off from The Dark Knight, though. Like, because Fincher doesn't write scripts. So, I really think the kind of Batman movie David Fincher would make wouldn't be that far from The Dark Knight. There's sequences in that movie that remind me of David Fincher. I mean, I know a lot of it's Michael Mann. But, you know, some parts of that movie, it's like, you could see, like, the final, the big sequence with, Batman fighting all the SWAT guys at the end of the Joker. That's kind of like a David Fincher scene. I could see that in a David Fincher movie. But I still would like to see David Fincher's Batman. I know, and Nolan made the best. That's the thing. No one said Nolan is a versatile director. We can't do different genres. No, he made a comedy. Anne Hathaway's actually great in that movie, too. And I'm not a big Anne Hathaway fan, but she's kind of amazing in that film. Okay, God, 23 minutes in. I hope I don't tune out like halfway in like I have a lot of the recent films, because... yeah, this isn't an entertaining watch in some ways. I'm trying to find multiple... luckily, we have the entire Batman catalog to talk about, so I don't have to just focus on this movie. This is when we start to find out that Alfred is dying. The same Alfred, the only continuity we've had is we've had the same Alfred for a few movies. And, you know, a good actor. I just don't really like how this Alfred's written. It sucks because this plot actually has potential. The idea of Alfred dying and Bruce doesn't know what to do because he's losing his father figure. Even this idea, he sees a flashback when he's a little boy. This might even be the best scene in the movie, where Bruce is in the hallway and trips, this Dutch angle, and Alfred comes and picks him up and stuff like that. That's a nice moment. You know, I mean, it's cheesy, but stuff like that could have been the heart of this movie. Was while Mr. Freeze is trying to save his wife, who is frozen, he's trying to save his butler, but his friend. And they can relate to each other in that. That's the heart of this movie. That's a good idea. If you take Poison Ivy out of it, if you take Bane out of it, if you take out all the stupid stuff, there could have been a good movie here, an intimate film, where Batman and Robin have to deal with the fact that Mr. Freeze is really very similar to them, and they don't hate him, and he's not just like a villain, and they're conflicted. Batman's conflicted, and they could be conflicted with each other, not knowing how to go about dealing with Freeze. And then at the end, you kind of get the animated series thing where he does help Rat. Now, this all happens in the movie, a lot of this stuff. It's just executed horribly. But that should have been the only storyline. No Barbara Gordon. No Uncle Alfred suit me up. All this stuff's just, it overstuffs the movie. This movie lacks focus. I mean, besides all of its problems, horrible dialogue, over-the-top acting, bad production values. Uma Thurman looks good as Poison Ivy, though. Damn, I'll give him that. But it just needed a focused story. What's your plot? And the plot should be Batman and Robin trying to get Mr. Freeze. That's all you need. That's a movie. You don't need anything more than that. So this is when she kisses the mad scientist guy and kills him with her poison sex lips. This is why you shouldn't kiss women, boys. Joel Schumacher. Oh my god, let's read into this gay subtext. Hold the fucking phone. So this movie is saying that you have to come to terms with your male relationships together, like Batman and Robin, right? And who ruins everything? A woman. Poison Ivy comes in and it cucks their relationship. This is the most red-pilled movie ever. No one's picked up on it. Joel Schumacher saying a kiss from a woman is deadly. This isn't a kiss from a rose. Wow, that would have been a better suited song for this movie because of Poison Ivy. Well, you know, hindsight. Still, though, he's saying kissing women is deadly, and you should really bond with your male friends. And Barbara's basically a tomboy. So this movie's telling you don't be a cuck. Go hang out with guys. This is an MRA film. Joel Schumacher made an MRA film. Oh my god. Nobody picked up on this except me. I've unlocked the Matrix. I've taken the right pill. I've solved the Da Vinci Code. I'm Mr. Snow, Mr. This is the weirdest scene in any Batman movie ever, where Mr. Freeze has him and his goons watch. I guess this is Santa Claus Coming to Town. Is this the movie that he shows up in? What movie is it where Jack Frost shows up? But yeah, they're all singing out dog. Yeah, damn, you cracked it, kid. You figured out the secret to Batman and Robin. But don't get cocky, kid. You want to get to the top. You gotta be humble. You gotta be humble so the people like you, kid. Or the press will eat you up, and then the people will spit you out, kid. You gotta be careful, kid. Okay, mister, I will. Alright, Vivica A. Fox. I like that Arnold and Mr. Freeze likes chocolate in this film. I'm liking that a lot. This is the Independence Day stripper Vivica A. Fox era. He's all like, yeah, man, my coldness only gets melted by hot, warm chocolate. He likes that hot chocolate in it with his icy heart. I love that he needs diamonds to power a suit. What a stupid writing thing to have him steal them. He doesn't need them for the money. It's so he can keep his suit cold and all that. Genius. You know, Arnold's never been a great actor. He's great in certain roles like Total Recall or as the Terminator, right? With a certain pitch. This was not a good choice. This should be a dramatic, serious performance. A guy's introspective, sad, losing his wife. He shouldn't be a big buff guy with a thick accent that's like silly and goofy. Like, Arnold shouldn't be playing this character. I'm not saying I don't want Arnold in a Batman movie. But he shouldn't be as Mr. Freeze. Like I said, like a Patrick Stewart. This is just not the right role for him. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, but this is just so out of his ballpark. I mean, it hurts the character, and it makes Arnold look worse than he is. This is some of the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he's just not good at this stuff, like going in to look at his wife and talking about how much he loves her. This isn't right for his kind of acting range. I do, yes, I would like Mr. Freeze to be a very serious character in this film. I would like for, I wouldn't mind some levity, but I wish this film had taken itself more seriously. Yes, I think that would have been a great benefit. Yep, would totally fap to her. In context, Arnie is perfect as Mr. I guess in Joel Schumacher's worldview, yes, you're absolutely right. Either have Arnie as Bane or do Spider-Man 4. No, Arnold Schwarzenegger would have been a great Bane. What the hell? Hey, Al. Al. Calls him Al. Like the guy from Home Improvement. Huh. So, here we go. Barbara Gordon show. Well, wait, she's not Barbara Gordon. Never mind. Because that means that Jim Gordon would have to be a character. She's Alfred's niece now. This is Clueless era Alicia Silverstone. Remember when she had a career? You guys remember this movie? It's a really underrated film. She's in Blast from the Past. I mean, but everyone talked about how chunky she is in this film. That was like a big criticism at the time, that she was a little chunky. I like the junk in the trunk. You know? Let it out. I mean, yeah, she doesn't look as hot as she did in Clueless. But, you know, what's wrong with a little meat on the bones? There's nothing wrong with that. You know, they should have had Bruce. You know, in real life, Bruce would have been banging her. Robin wouldn't have had a shot. I kind of like the look of this scene, with the fog, and they're walking through like a garden at Wayne Manor. This actually looks like this looks like a movie. You know, this looks like, oh, this is a scene in a movie. Oh, I'm so full. You know, I was watching a good movie today. It's weird to go to this. I was watching Two Towers today, and I was like, oh, I forgot how good this movie was, and I thought about seeing it as a kid. I'm like, yeah, I remember thinking that Aragorn and all of them are going to die when they rode out before Gandalf shows up, and how intense it is. And now I'm watching this movie, I'm like, oh, God. How dumb was I as a kid to think this was good? Then people say, oh, kids are smart. Kids know good stuff. They're smart. No, they're not. Kids are morons. Don't lie to me with that shit. I was a kid. I know how kids are. You might have the rare genius kid, but don't give me that. Oh, yeah, right. Barbara's into motorcycles, and her and Robin are both gearheads. That's where a lot of the sexual tension comes from. This is like a Bruce Springsteen song. It's like sexual innuendos with mechanical stuff and garages. And we lived in a town called Gotham City. Oh, me and Barbara, we wanted to leave. We wanted to leave and be free. Come on, Barbara, let's get this motorcycle and go. Now it's just turning into Michael McDonald. No. But you guys know what I mean. You know that Springsteen shit I'm talking about. Yeah. She's petting him like he's a dog. But petting Alfred like he's your dog. It's fucked up. This is the weird part of the movie where Alfred gets senile with dementia and he tries to fuck poor Barbara. Really disturbing scene. But, you know, you gotta say, Joel Schumacher was a brave man. What are they watching? Passage to India? This is some weird shit. God, Alicia Silverstone's horrible in this movie. Like, the way she does her facial acting and delivers her lines. Like, just watch it again. It's like, it's so bad. She's so beautiful, Uncle Alfred. And she's, like, got her... Like, they're trying to make it like she's 15. This is another weird thing where someone's too old to be playing their role. Like, Chris O'Donnell is 20 years too old to be playing Dick Grayson Robin. Robin should be a kid that is adopted by Bruce Wayne. And Barbara Gordon should come in as like a teenager. Like 15 or something, while Robin's like 13 and he has a crush on the older girl. But instead, they're both in their 20s, or Chris O'Donnell's like 30 and she's like in her 20s, so it's just weird because they're acting like children. Like, imagine a 15-year-old girl going out to ride the motorcycle at night. That'd be kind of badass, right? And she's like 14, 15, and she goes out, but when it's chick this age, like, why is this some hidden secret thing? Like, I guess, I'm sorry, I don't buy her. She's not like... She doesn't look like she's like 16 years old. I mean, maybe Alicia Silverstone was that young then. I guess she was. This was the Aerosmith video era, right? I've been crazy since... When Steven Tyler's like, you strip in my video, my daughter, and your blonde friend. Ooh. Back when Steven Tyler, yeah, he was like, I'm going to get my daughter to strip in my video, because that's what I do. Aerosmith's legit. That's what we do. I loved Bayformers as a kid. Oh boy. I do like her mouth open, but only because I want to fill her mouth. Oh, Alex. You pervy perv. Jesus Christ. You male chauvinist. You're part of the patriarchy. Should I watch Woody Allen movies, or some of them bad? Some of them are bad, but like 60% of them are fucking amazing, so yes. Woody Allen's made at least 10 of the best movies ever. So yes, go watch. In particular, his run from the 70s and the 80s is phenomenal. He didn't make one bad film in the 80s as far as I'm concerned. Or it's from the honestly, through the 70s either. All of his films are great. Yeah, I liked the prequels when I was like... Revenge of the Sith, it caught up to me, but I remember liking Phantom Menace when I was 9. Oh, the statue Gotham holding at the Gotham Observatory. This is man, I just keep thinking Power Rangers movie. I can't like think comic book movie. I'm always like Power Rangers movie. I can't separate the two in my mind. Oh man, that coffee is fucking with my stomach. Don't drink cold coffee this late, kids. It'll make your stomach bloated. Damn coffee beans. I had a cup of coffee this morning, but I know I wasn't going to get through this commentary without coffee. Maybe I should have got some vodka. That would have got me through it. Jesus Christ. Ah, the Asian and black scientist lady. Yay! That's what we need.
If I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention.
Fuck you! Fuck you, Joel. Oh god, this is when Poison Ivy becomes like sneaky Velma Dinkley chick with their glasses and all that. This is just weird. It's a weird movie. It's not even just that it's bad, it's bizarre. It's like all the choices, like, who was on the set, like, not being like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? I have a few questions, Joel Schumacher. This is like when Ben Affleck walked up to Michael Bay in Armageddon and was like, hey, wouldn't it make more sense to train astronauts how to use a drill than to train people who use drills to be astronauts? It takes years to be astronauts and only a few people can be like, it's just a drill. And Michael Bay said to Ben Affleck, shut the fuck up, Ben. And they never talked about it again. It's amazing. It's on the Armageddon commentary. Hello, Mr. Wayne. I want to talk to you about all this bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. I've seen this movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't remember dialogue off the top of my head. I remember every scene of this movie vividly. When I was a kid, this was on TV all the time. I don't think all the set design's awesome in this film. Maybe it's just how they filmed it, though, really poorly. It doesn't show it off well enough. No, don't fuck Joel. That's what he wants. Oh, good point. James Rolfe tried to defend Revenge of the Sith, but the pacing ruins. Anyone who tries to defend Revenge of the Sith just confuses me. Are all of Bergman's films great? I don't want to say they're all great, but they're all pretty good. I mean, some are great. Not all of them are great. I never saw a bad Bergman movie, but he made like 43 movies. No, it's when people try to defend Revenge of the Sith like it had good writing and character development and stories, and when it has none of that, it's really bad. It's just about as bad as the other two. It just has little things that are a little bit better. What would a Terry Gilliam Superman film be like? Bonkers. A Terry Gilliam Batman movie, though. This had been Terry Gilliam at the time. A lot of the stuff they're doing here would have worked better. The camera work and the set design and Poison Ivy and all that. But Clooney has one facial expression. He's just looking at her with those, I'm Clark Gable. Not Clark Gable, Cary Grant. I'm trying to be Cary Grant. And he smiles at her like a smug bastard. And I like Clooney in From Dusk Till Dawn. What the fuck? Why is he so bad in this? Clooney did not deserve that $10 million. I want my money back, and I want George Clooney to pay for it. Not Joel Schumacher. And then Clooney's like, I made Batman gay. It's like, well, Clooney, to be fair, some have always questioned. I mean, that's like Tom Cruise saying, you know, I made a character gay. Well, it's like, well, Tom, you kind of make everything gay because you're gay. It's okay, Tom Cruise. I think if you came out as gay, everybody would, like, love you again. They'd be like, oh my god, he's so brave. Jake Lloyd. He's now schizophrenic. These days, I tend to think of the prequels as very shitty Greek tragedy. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Anakin's just a badly written character. I mean, that's really the issue with the prequels. It's a story about Darth Vader, and Darth Vader sucks in it. It really didn't need to be about Darth Vader because he's so boring. Oh, did we get the frozen tear? Does he cry? He's about to cry and he's pissed. He shoots this guy with the freeze gun. Don't you come in and interrupt me with important information. Why would anyone work for this guy if he's just gonna freeze you? Fuck that. I mean, you know, I'm all for capitalism and the free market and working hard, but, you know, I don't think Mr. Freeze is a very good boss. I question his integrity as a leader. Oh, this stuff, Mr. Freeze watching his wife get the necklace and him kissing her and feeling sad, these are good ideas. It's just, it's horrible. Like, this could be good stuff. This is not a bad idea for a Batman movie, stuff like, not him in the robe in this stupid lair. Oh god, he grabs a frozen newspaper. Oh my god. Let's get it. Let's go get the diamonds, yeah. So these swooping shots of the city, like where they're going through like the, I guess these are miniatures probably. They look like miniatures. Oh, now we're in the Lion King. Yeah. Joel Schumacher. Joel Schumacher. Batman, Batman. Tarzan. Clooney, Smile Man. Oh, they're dancing. This is what I've always wanted in a Batman film, a scene just like this. How did Joel Schumacher know? I mean, all of this stuff's so gay. Baz Luhrmann couldn't have made a film this gay. And that's a true Pepsi challenge right there, you know. Yes, they have this special diamond thing, and Batman and Robin go there for this. This is all necessary. They don't need to go catch somebody raping a chick or mugging someone. They need to be here. This is the most important place to be right now. Oh yeah, this is the weird gorilla, purple gorilla outfit scene where Poison Ivy's in disguise. This is honestly one of the weirdest scenes in the movie. Like, no debate. This is one of the weirdest fucking scenes in the movie. Like, I don't, once again, this Joel Schumacher stuff, it's like, why? You couldn't sell a toy of that. This couldn't have been a merchandise thing. Yeah, we're dancing. Woo! Yeah, all the auction guys from Jurassic World 2, they're all betting on these women. And then everybody tries to buy Poison Ivy. Well, we'll wait till we get to the card scene. Never leave the cave without it. Which I think is the most ridiculous scene of the movie. I don't know how some people focus on other scenes that are ridiculous when there's a scene where Batman pulls out a credit card. I mean, it doesn't even really work as a joke. Maybe in a commercial. Like, if that scene was a commercial, like a Super Bowl commercial, fine. But in an actual movie, you're like, wait a minute. Hold the phone. That's what this is. This is just a Super Bowl commercial that should have been cut down to like 3 minutes. But it's a 2-hour movie. Excuse me. That's where they fucked up. Oh, there's nothing sexier than a woman taking off a gorilla costume. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, boy, she looks so good in that gorilla costume. Oh, I just send this spray out and it makes everyone fall in love with me. This is gonna be an orgy sequence coming up here. I'm excited. Batman and Robin are like, oh, these scenes are so stupid in the movie. I love when like this stuff with the, I guess a pheromone or something like that, when she sends it out and they're all like, they wiggle their noses like, what? What's going on? Oh boy. You know, I wonder if they thought this movie was gonna make like $500 million. They probably did. They probably honestly thought that this film was gonna make like hundreds of millions of dollars worldwide. It'll make more than Batman Forever. I mean, you know, we don't have Seal back, but crowd surf. Oh yeah. She's gonna get banged by all 6 of those big buff dudes. This is amazing. Oh my god, this is gay. There's fucking like guys covered in glitter and stuff like that. They're like they're oiled up and they're shirtless walking Poison Ivy. I mean, oh my god, Joel. Joel, please. You didn't need to do this, my friend. You didn't need to go this far. I'm upset with you. I won't forgive you for this.
I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. It wasn't my intention. Apologize, because it wasn't my intention. Then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. My intention, I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention.
What was your intention? To turn a bunch of kids in the 90s into fags? I'll say fag, I don't give a shit. This guy's the definition of that, and I'm not using a derogatory way. I'm building him up, encouragement. Fag's the new, homie. Or bra. We're gonna make fag the new, like, friendly term. What's up, my fag? Yo. So, Poison Ivy is now talking to Batman and Robin and trying to put a rift between this awesome friendship. Can you imagine this film as a stage play? It would cost millions per showing. It'd be amazing. Is Baz Luhrmann gay? I believe he is. His movies are. This movie is somehow pro-LGBT yet also sexist. I know! Because gay guys secretly all hate women. That's what you're gonna learn one day, children. What does the scene have anything to do with this movie? It just goes on and on and on. It really does. It just goes on and on. Like, this is like the scene's been going on for almost 5 minutes. With the auction and then betting up. Like, okay, fine, you gotta have an introduction to your other villain. His Phantom of the Opera? Oh, Jesus. Disaster. Although, to be fair, Phantom of the Opera is a disaster in general. Andrew Lloyd Webber. Never leave the cave without it. Man, he pulls out a back. How would that work? What, does he have a private bank that lets him use a Bat credit card? Wouldn't they be able to like, people would be able to find out who Bruce Wayne is? What is this shit? We did get a Joel Schumacher Spider-Man film. It was that Broadway play that Julie Taymor did. To be fair, women are crazy. I apologize I said fag earlier. I know that's a derogatory term. If there's any fags in the chat, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to hurt your sensitive feelings. Okay, now we're getting an action scene. Batman spinning around, freezing, kicking him. Oh yeah, use that cape. All right, and we get the hockey guys. We get a bunch of Casey Jones fighting Batman and Robin. Oh, that was a cool shot. Shit, there's a cool shot in this movie. Robin falls on the ground and then jumps back up. He does that thing where people jump off their back. And then the camera turns with him when he jumps up. He's laying on his back, gets up. It's kind of like a scene in that movie that just came out, Upgrade. Yeah, that was a cool shot. Legitimately. Okay, them both standing and flipping and kicking the guys and just staying in a straight line looks awful. That's ridiculous. Okay, what the hell? Mr. Freeze just grabs a vine that's, like, there, and he's somehow able to swing up from the ground and land on the stage. And him and Poison Ivy are just like, hey, let's team up. Let's be bros. I think she tries to seduce him, and it doesn't work. Like, sorry, bitch. I'm too MRA for you. Nice try. Ain't happening, baby. He's like, take the diamond, please, Mr. Freeze. Alright, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, cool. That's really crazy. Cool, yeah. Oh boy. Man, so Batman and Robin just keep failing at their job in this movie. Although, is this the part where they catch Mr. Freeze? There's the scene where they eventually catch Freeze. Oh my god, that face Clooney does when he punches the hole in the thing. Just no expression. Clooney's doing no facial. He either smiles, shakes his head, or looks emotionless. Pick something, George. Something at all. I thought Val Kilmer gave a bland performance, but you're really trying to win the Razzie, aren't you, George? Poison Ivy's so happy. Why does she care if Mr. Freeze succeeds? What benefit is it to her? Is she just that cruel? I guess she is a woman, right, guys? Okay. Robin and Batman are bickering with each other now, and... oh, God. I'm getting to that point, people. I'm tuning out. This movie's getting ridiculous. Ah, Snow Globe with the... oh, wait, is Bane in the costume? Oh my god, Bane's in a gorilla costume. That's so funny. Oh, that's funny. That's a funny scene. Alright, I take it back. This movie's good. I'm back in. That shot's cool on a technical level, like the camera swooping in as a car chase is going on. It just looks really bad. It's aged really bad. It probably looked really good in 1997, though, so I have to be fair. It just looks a little dated now. Some of this stuff actually looks cool. Them, not that shot. No, that looks awful. The freezing on the statue and crashing through it. That looks like absolute horseshit. In fact, horseshit looks better. No, what a crazy ambitious idea this is. Let's have them ride on a statue. Like a giant statue that isn't real, a CGI statue with their CGI cars. That's what we need to do. That's what's gonna make us the money. That's a smart idea. Let's not have an actual car chase like the other movies where the car's driving through the streets. Let's have it all be on a green screen. To quote James Rolfe, what were they thinking? Oh, he deactivates Robin's motorcycle. You can't make the jump, kid. Only the Batmobile can when I fly from it. Sorry, kid. No, I love Robin's moment here where he screams like, ah! When he stands on the thing. That's hilarious. Oh my god, that shot's so funny. Oh god, what was Freeze's plan? Freeze had a pretty terrible plan here. Let's just ride off the end of that statue and crash into a building. Oh, he's gonna freeze the Batmobile. Okay. Clever. See, Batman already thought ahead, though. He's got an ejector seat, and he can fly! He has the power of green screen. I love when Freeze looks, uh-oh. And then he wrecks through the thing, and we don't get to see the action scene. We just see him lift the cape up, and Mr. Freeze is caught. What did he do? He just beat the shit out of him? How did he beat me? Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger's huge. He's in a giant outfit, too. What did Batman do? Like, did he, like, I would have, oh man, that shot's actually kind of awesome. Clooney opens his eyes in the dark, and you just see the eyes in the Batmobile. That's a good shot. I will give credit where it's due. The lighting, that could have even been a comic book panel. It's a really cool shot. More shots like that, Joel, please. Why does everything in this movie have a fog? What is the design of this film? I don't even know what the aesthetic choice was. Like, what theme were they going for? Like, you know, I get Richard Donner's Superman. I get Tim Burton's Gothic thing, right? But I don't get what the look of this film is at all. It's so confusing. It changes. Come on, Clooney, emote. You're supposed to emote here. You and Robin are supposed to be breaking up. This is that part in the romantic comedy where the couple has to, you know, have issues before they can come back together at the end. Classic structure. You'll see it in all of them. I guess Alfred's burning CDs off LimeWire. Getting them ready for Barbara. It wouldn't be like he's putting his brain to a computer or anything like that. That'd be stupid. So I'm glad they thought that out. I'm glad there's nothing dumb in this movie like Alfred putting his brain on a computer. That just wouldn't work. But I trust my man Joel not to do that. He has so much integrity. I mean, right? I mean, he said he was sorry. And I think he meant it too, you know? Like, it sounds like he meant it.
Them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. Disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention.
See, it wasn't his intention. That's what he's trying to get across to you guys. He's saying it wasn't my intention. You know, I wanted it to be entertaining.
Then I really want to apologize.
Thank you, Joel. We need more of that. Man, these flashback scenes, man, with Bruce Wayne at the tombstone out, this parent at gravestone, that's another good idea. Bruce Wayne having flashbacks to Alfred, those are kind of like that Arkham City sequence, Arkham Asylum sequences with the Scarecrow. Like, if Bruce Wayne was having these flashbacks throughout the movie, and we were getting Mr. Freeze's story being parallel to his, and yeah, once again, there's little ingredients here. Akiva, what is it, Akiva Goldsman? Is that who wrote this? Akiva Gold? I can't remember if that's his last name. He wrote A Beautiful Mind and won an Oscar. Let me see, is it Akiva Goldsmith? Akiva... Oh, it is Akiva Goldsman. You know, a lot of people hate a lot of his scripts, and there's good reason for that. He's written a lot of shitty scripts, for being completely fair. But he's still like a guy who's, you know, worked on some decent stuff. Like, you know, Cinderella Man and isn't that bad? And okay, Dark Tower, that's pretty bad. Paranormal Activity, Jonah Hex, producer. But you know, you could tell there was ideas here. There's some ideas here that aren't oh god, he's doing Doctor Sleep. He wrote Batman Forever, A Time to Kill, Lost in Space, Practical Magic. Jesus. The Da Vinci Code, I Am Legend, Angels and Demons. Alright, I take it back. The guy sucks. He's a hack. I don't know what I was thinking. Never mind. He's absolutely awful. He should apologize. Ah, Mr. Freeze in Arkham Asylum in his refrigerator. What an exciting moment. Man, you can tell they're trying to get as much Arnold as they can because they paid for this mofo. They're like, we got Arnold and we want him. We want to get as much as this guy as we want. Didn't Batman put his consciousness into Mother May I didn't spell that right. Batman used his Joel Schumacher gayness to rape Arnie Freeze in prison. Oh! There you go, world's greatest detective. Mr. Freeze just starts beating these guys up and he's like, I'm gonna escape. Oh no, but I can't survive. As soon as it gets warm, I'm fucked. And they're like, see, Freeze? Take that, douche. Oh no, my plan did not work. I'm not as smart as I thought I was. Didn't he think that was gonna happen? Like, how far did he honestly think he was gonna get? He knows this about himself. He's just turned into Uncle Fester. He knows that he has to stay where it's cold. Like, come on, Freeze. Think something, God. It's kind of weird seeing him so vulnerable. Never seen Arnold look this sad and defeated. I don't know, he threatens these guys. They're your stereotypical, like, guard guys, like, hehehehe. Oh, Freeze. You silly bastard, you. Oh, no. I wish Arnold was doing the commentary. This is the part of the movie where I go to Arkham Asylum and I try to escape and I can't. Where he just describes the movie. Yeah, we do. We do need his. This is a lot of this. I'm gonna say is very Zack Snyder. It's just in different ways. But there is a lot of that Zack Snyderness here when it comes to like the style of the director and their wackiness overtaking any kind of logic. Hey, there's a group of gangs here, and they cover themselves in highlighter. They look like guys that would be in a really cheap haunted house that you would go to, which is pretty legit. Don't get me wrong; these guys are awesome. Yeah, you know, they see this giant muscle freak man coming. You think they'd be a little scared, but they're like, "Oh, stop barking." Yeah, what is these guys' deal? This is bizarre. This is like a skating ring on, you know, like on crack. This is 90s disco. Oh, Bane's about to beat the crap out of you guys. He's a luchador. Watch out. Oh yeah, man, we got chains. We swing chains around that glow. Man, what is with all the neon and glow in this movie? This looks so cheap. It looks like they just sprayed a room like a cheap haunted house and did the lights really cheap. It's a $125 million movie. What are you thinking? What the fuck? Once again, it's just a weird movie, man. These are bizarre choices. These are bizarre choices. Oh boy. Oh yes, let the water come out. It's the pee. Oh, pee all over. Yes, we need the water. Why did Poison Ivy get this place? And you know, she could have got another place, unless this is somewhere it needs to be located. Is this near Mr. Freeze's place or something? I can't remember. She turns it into basically a greenhouse. That's actually kind of a cool shot, like her dropping the seeds down the water coming. That's actually, yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad special effect shot either. That genuinely looks pretty good, even by today's standards. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it looks decent. It's interesting. Certainly about Joel Schumacher. Sometimes he can be a very interesting director visually, and do really interesting things that you see other really creative directors do, and then other times he It's just especially his work over the last several years. He seems to be best at doing thrillers. I wish he would have done more like stuff like Lost Boys, like genre hybrid stuff. You know, vampires and stuff like that. But you know, this I just don't. I don't know what the thinking. I guess giving him Batman, they were thinking he had some big hits. Like he had made, you know, he'd made like The Client, and then he had A Time to Kill come out in between this. And you know, he was kind of a mainstream director, and he had some films that weren't big hits, like Falling Down to Do Well. But he was a Hollywood director, so I guess they just went with him for that. I don't really know what the choice was totally. There definitely was other people they could have picked, but they probably couldn't get some of those people. I guess they couldn't get like James Cameron. He was off doing his own shit, like Titanic. Or True Lies, which is a much better movie than this, by the way. True Lies is a film that has special effects that really hold up. Like, the whole final third act of True Lies, like, has this amazing special effects sequence. The bridge collapsing, and then the Harrier jet, I think it's called. It's amazing. Like, for something from the 90s, it looks incredible. Oh, no. Just like every other guy, when Clooney's on a date with this chick, he's fantasizing about another woman. Joel Schumacher's really tapping into being a man in this film very well. I give him credit for this. What if Paul Thomas Anderson made Superman in the 90s? That sounds weird. That sounds really weird. Your Arnold sounds a bit like Tommy Wiseau. Oh, hi there, Bruce. Ha 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 ha. I love it. What do you mean, Bruce? I'm just trying to save my wife. That would be amazing. I would love Tommy Wiseau as Mr. Freeze. What killed the dinosaurs? The ice capades. You just need to chill. Chill. Come on, chill, man. Yeah, that's one of my favorite, Paul W.S. Anderson, it would have been as bad as this, if not worse. Maybe with some slightly better action scenes, because Paul W.S. Anderson can occasionally do. He's a pretty bad filmmaker. His, like, composition, lighting, his tone. I do not get that guy. I've seen so many of his films, and it's like, what the fuck? His films just look bizarre. God, we're at this weird underground motorcycle thing. Man, I want George Miller's Batman. That's who I want. This would have been awesome. George Miller in the 90s making this. This scene would be like, oh god, Droogs? They have Droogs from A Clockwork Orange in this? Fuck you, Joel Schumacher. How dare... Or is it Shoemaker? Isn't Shoemaker, though, the chick who edits Scorsese's films? Oh, Coolio. Cool. Alright, is this going to be a Keenan and Kel crossover? I'm excited. Been spending most our lives living in a Gotham paradise. Ooh. Awesome. Oh my god. This is everything. This is like the Road Warrior. This is Clockwork Orange. And yet it also looks like nothing. It's ridiculous. What was Joel Schumacher thinking? Oh my god. I'm disturbed. Robin's all stealthy. He's like, let's do this motorcycle chase, bitch. I got this figured out.
Then I really want to apologize.
You should. You really should want to apologize, Joel. Thank you. Is this motorcycle scene, I don't think it's going to hold up. Oh, wait. Man, once again, they're just riding through a haunted house. This is a cool idea for a scene. Hey, they're going to ride motorcycles through buildings and, like, run through glass. It's going to be like a video game or something. Like, this could have been fun. Ooh, Catherine Bigelow. After Point Break and around Strange Days time, if she had made a Batman film. Right? Catherine Bigelow can do action. I'm all about that. Let's get the Catherine Bigelow Batman movie circa 1997. He didn't do Pandorum. He didn't direct that movie. I think he produced it. I actually like Pandorum. I hate Event Horizon, but I actually think Pandorum's really underrated. Yeah, we need Weird Al. Remember they were talking to like Howard Stern to play Jonathan Crane, the Scarecrow? That would have been scary. Holy crap. Oh yeah, the camera's on the motorcycle. Woo! Explosion! Now they're in water. This movie's 100% pure heavy metal. This is like an Ozzy cover. Not like a cover of an Ozzy song, but like an album cover. That's what I was referring to. Understand what I'm saying, people. Don't get confused by my brilliant commentary. This has to be more entertaining than the commentary that might be on the actual disc. I know Red Letter Media did one and Kevin Smith did a pretty good commentary for this movie, so I'm not pretending that mine's going to be the best, but so far I think this is the best Saturday Night Fever. I think this is a huge step up from the slog that became Scooby-Doo, and before that, the disappointment of Transformers not having enough material. We've had enough material here for jokes. The pacing's still keeping me going. I'm not out of it yet. And, you know, there has been some new observations. I have made some new jokes and said some new stuff about this movie I don't think anyone said before. You know, on a YouTube or something. I'm not saying people haven't said this at home. But, you know, I'm not repeating stuff everyone else has said totally. So I'm happy about that. A lot of people repeat, you know, make the same jokes about this movie, and I'm not doing that. So I am happy about that. I'm trying to approach it from a new angle, because it's so hard not to just say what everyone else says and make jokes about the same stuff. And, oh boy, Robin and her hanging on the thing. Man, this movie wants to, oh god, that green screen with Alicia Silverstone. Hey, this is like in that music video, the Aerosmith one, where she falls and gives the guy the middle finger. That's what she should do right now. She should give Robin the middle finger, like, fuck you, dick. Oh, isn't there a scene where George Clooney does that, where he calls him dick, and he says it like you're a dick, but he says, dick? Clever writing. Good Akiva Goldsman. What a genius. How did we ever live without him? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. Wait. Whoop. Yep. You know, I know you're gay. How? You like Batman Forever. But you know how I know you're gay? How? You like Batman and Robin. Oh, you know I know you're gay? What? You think Joel Schumacher's a good director? You know I know you're gay? What? Hey, you're Ant-Man. Which is the level of writing in that film. You listen to Seal. You know I know you're gay? What? Yeah. This is obviously the... Oh wait, Paul Rudd's wearing a shirt of himself. I just realized that. That shirt has him on it. That's amazing. Holy goddamn. Seth Rogen looks kind of awesome in that movie. I just rewatched it a few nights ago, and I was like, you know, he's kind of slim in it. The beard really looks awesome, and the tats. Like, I know it's gonna sound weird, but I think Seth Rogen looks good in that movie. Like, better than him being young probably else, but he looks like one of those stoner tattoo, like, douchey guys that, you know, likes metal, but, like, it suits him. He actually, like, he's playing that character. It's not just, like, Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen. He's a different character in that. The way he talks and acts in that movie. Give him a lot of credit. It broke new ground! Donnie Darko is definitely not the most pretentious movie ever. What movie next for Saturday Night Fever? I've been thinking about Donnie Darko, just because I want to go through my love-hate relationship with that film and my journey. Imagine if Adam Wingard did Batman v Superman at Justice League. 100 times the schlock. Yeah, I would have liked that, though. I mean, once again, yeah, Adam Wingard's gone to crap, even though I kind of like the guest. I don't kind of like the guest, I like the whole first half. Hey, you know, I know you're gay. What? You listen to Please Rewind commentary. You know, I know you're gay. What? Yeah, that scene's really clever. I don't know what I was thinking with that. That's a disastrous bit. Let's put something up more pleasant here. Here you guys go. Here we go, people. Bat nipples. That's what you wanted. You wanted the bat nipples. I know you guys were craving them. Yeah, suck on them, those Robin nipples. That's right. Don't say I never gave you guys any softcore porn on this channel. I know what that is. I know what that is. I recently watched The Guest and it's great. Yeah, the first hour is especially great, you know? I really liked it. Adam Wingard needs to take sophomore English. You don't know pretentious until you've seen Prometheus. Yeah, no, Death Note could have been an awesome movie. David Fincher's Death Note. I thought he was too hard on Adam Wingard too. I thought that he was completely off base with Your Next and with the get. I mean, I get a lot of his points. I do, really. But he was acting like he said the whole first half of The Guest sucked, and then he did. I could get if you don't like the second half of The Guest. Once he kills the parents and all that, I don't kind of like it, the third act. But that first hour, where David first moves in with the family and you don't know what's going on, that just seems awesome. It's very well directed. Dan Stevens is great in it. The pacing, it's creepy. It feels like he's gonna be the son Caleb, and it's gonna unravel, and he's gonna save the family from the bat, which is where I think it should have went. But they try to do this like cabin in the woods thing. But I really like pretentious is when you give yourself this grandness or intelligence or one that the movie doesn't earn. It's a higher sense of intelligence or reach or profoundness that you don't have, essentially. That it's basically not as smart as you think it is, but the movie or the piece of art or the person, I think people are typically more pretentious than art. You know, they you don't earn the narcissism, the ego, the artifice of the depth that you're trying to convey and stuff like that. It's so a film being pretentious basically is that it's trying so hard to be deep and smart and genius and profound and all that, and it's not. And it's so over the top and a movie like The Fountain or something would be pretentious. In fact, most Darren Aronofsky films, to be honest. Yeah, no, David Fincher's Death Note with the screenplay by Shane Black for sure. That would be awesome. I would be 100% up for that movie. David Fincher, because Death Note is so perfect for a movie. It's got the technical, like those scenes where like him and Elle are talking to each other but like separate, and they're like going up those buildings, and the music, the editing, the character development, the way, I mean, that stuff's brilliant. Like, it's so, like, Death Note's one of the best shows. It's not just a great anime, it's just a brilliant piece of writing in a show. It's terrific. You know, I'm not the world's biggest anime fan, but Death Note's amazing all around, and it's so smart. It's like a cartoon Breaking Bad, but actually I think a little bit better than Breaking Bad, honestly. Yeah, I could have been a brilliant film trilogy with that character being a genius like Psycho, who you're rooting against, but he gets out of these situations, and you're like, damn, you're basically following the villain. But yeah, just I didn't hate Elle in that movie. I just kind of hated everything else. But what are you gonna do, really? What are you gonna do? You guys liking them Robin nipples? I knew you would. I got something else for you guys later, but I'll set on it. I don't need to blow my wad early. Just like Joel Schumacher blew his wad all over this movie. Anime and live action rarely mix. That's true. The fire rises. Yeah, the definitely the fire of Joel Schumacher. He's flaming. The flaming rises. If this is the ultimate gay film, it's a flamin' yawn. A deep understanding of Faust. Tyler Sheridan should write a live-action Cowboy Bebop. That's not a bad choice. I'll give you that one. That's a decent choice. Oh my goodness. You know when football players are like, I want to go to Disneyland. It's this movie. This is Disneyland. It's just commercial garbage. The worst part of capitalism fully. Oh my god, that picture with him and her that's like in the black and white with Bane with the hat and the coat. That's amazing. Holy crap, how have I missed that my whole life? I have a new desktop background. That is definitely going into the collection. Oh my goodness. There's nothing about that I don't like. It's funny, it comes out of nowhere. It's great. I mean, really.
If I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize in any way. Then I really want to apologize. 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 Then I really want to apologize.
Okay, Joel, I get it. You want to fucking apologize. Shut up. Jesus Christ, this guy won't stop yapping. I love when Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy are hiding down at the floor, like, oh, what are we gonna do? And they're starting to find out about Freeze's wife. Once again, this could have been good stuff. Batman, Bruce Wayne trying to save Alfred's life while Mr. Freeze is trying to save his wife. This could have been a decent story, with a lot of pathos and emotions and a grayness where, you know, it's not really about good versus evil. A lot of humanity to it, but unfortunately, we're watching Batman and Robin, so we don't get that movie. Oh no, Poison Bitch is coming to sell up the day. This is that MRA thing again that Joel Schumacher does here. Women's kisses are deadly, as I've stated, and it only takes guy friendships and guy relationships to get you through life. Stay away from women. They'll only fuck things up. This movie understands cuckery. Never say gay men don't understand that. A gay Asian guy would technically probably be the most evolved human being. Like the top of the food chain, if you will. I want a refund, Schumacher, and I'll use my Bat credit card. I think the Bat credit card is American Express. That means Jerry Seinfeld has some connection with Batman. What's the deal with Mr. Freeze? He just freezes you. I should have renamed the movie Batman X Robin. Ooh. Now there's an idea. I like that. Put that in your pipe and shove it down your throat like a cock. Or at least that's what I assume Joel Schumacher does. I don't know. I'm not an expert on these things. Man, Bane just bitches Robin out, man. I'm gonna throw you. Is this when Poison Ivy just starts randomly showing up and like being like... Oh my god, this is the Dark Knight Rises fight scene. Bane's fighting Batman on like a little bridge thing. This is the scene in Dark Knight. Did Nolan watch this movie and take influence? This is the same scene. Hello, Mr. Wayne. We're from the League of Shadows. Except, you know, Robin's in the early part of this movie, not later on. But yeah, damn. I guess Nolan ripped off this movie. This is the scene. I like, what is Batman's body just like, what is he? Why can't he move? He's just laying there and she's blowing the stuff in his face. This cocaine of love. I love he's laying in the thing and gets up and she makes this face like, oh god, he didn't fuck. Like, that's, her face is hilarious. Oh, Bane's green in this. He's turning into the Hulk. This isn't a Bane movie, it's a Hulk movie. Bane smash! Smash you very hard, Batman. God, so she's holding his abs while Bane's holding his neck. This is so weird. It's bizarre. Oh my god, this would be the gayest Joel Schumacher film if it wasn't for The Lost Boys. Which could be the, well, you know, it may not have the greatest subtext of homosexuality in a horror film. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is actually terrific with that, with the kid coming out. And Freddy basically is his gay self on the inside. That's pretty great writing. I can't deny the genius in that. Nolan only wishes he was this inspired. Gone with the Wind is MGTOW. Yeah, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. You know what? The whole homoerotic take on Batman may be awful, but at least Joel tried to make an original approach with. I guess so. We'll have to give him that. At least this is an original take on Batman. Gay. Why do Hulk movies never work out? I don't know. Because they only made like 2. So I think it's still up in the air whether or not one can work. Like I don't think it's like I mean, the Hulk does work better as a side character ultimately. But I like the TV series. I liked Bruce Banner. Or wait, David Banner was the character. Help yourself, fucker! Yeah, that's my favorite Freddy line of all time. When the guy goes up to him in the second film and he goes, hey buddy, do you need some help? And then Freddy goes, help yourself, fucker! And then he cuts the guy up. That's hilarious. There's nothing funnier than that. Yeah, I kind of like the Ed Norton one too. I thought it was fun. Joel Schumacher is an auteur. Robin's like, hey, Batman, I'm gonna fight you. Well, I'm gonna throw you in the semen tank. You kid. Hey, Batman, don't throw me in the semen tank. I want to fight. No, once again, poor Chris O'Donnell having to do this thankless work as a total bitch. I mean, he's the one that gets cucked in this movie. That's the most disappointing. Oh god, he just looks ridiculous with the cape and throwing out talking. Oh my god. Joel Schumacher's not even trying to hide it. Oh my god, he's just saying women are evil. They're gonna kill your wife because they're evil. They all have. They're the ones that have hearts of ice. They're the ones that are cold-hearted. You got to work things out with men and cover yourself in liquids. I mean, maybe Joel Schumacher's onto something. I don't know. Turkish bath? Oh my goodness. Subtlety is definitely not in this man's catalog. I swear to God. Yeah, welcome to the Poison Ivy lair. This is one of the coolest villain lairs in a movie ever, and it's right beside the Frozen lair. It's right beside Elsa's palace from Frozen. This is ridiculous. So they have plants right beside a freezer. This is like when you go to a grocery store, and there's the cooler section, and then the vegetables and all that stuff. Produce, it's produce, and then the cooler section. And different employees work at different parts of it. So he's wearing his jacket because he has to deal with cold meats and all that. This is the weirdest Whole Foods I've ever seen. Oh, the frozen tear. Here it comes. Oh, it freezes and then... Poetry. So now Poison Ivy basically attempted to kill his wife, and she's blaming it on Batman. And now Freeze is really pissed. And he wants revenge. Because why not, damn it? Why not? Alright, I got another picture for you guys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah, put that on your birthday cake. Say that you're a big boy. That's right. Never say I didn't take care of you guys. Fair enough, Dragon Slayer. John Carpenter Batman would have been great. Yeah, I really... Falling Down's way too good to be a fucking Joel Schumacher movie. How did that happen? That bastard got lucky getting that script. Pretty ridiculous. How would you have liked to have seen George Miller's Justice League if it had gotten made? I would have just liked to have seen it. I would have just liked for it to exist instead of the movie we got. But I guess they thought back then a Justice League movie wouldn't have worked, which, whoops. Wasn't like the Avengers came out a few years later and made a bunch of money. Like, WB could have really been on ahead of the game on the universe thing. If Joel just taken Batman and Robin out of the script and made an LGBT movie, this would probably be a masterpiece. You know, this film would probably get more credit today from, like, SJW critics for having all this gay subtext. See, back in the 90s, everyone still hated gay people except Will and Grace. So, you know, you couldn't get away with this stuff. Ah, dying Alfred. Now I feel really bad about that thing I said earlier. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, Al, as he likes to call him. He calls him fucking Al. Jesus Christ. That drives me nuts. God, they make Dick Grayson's my favorite character in the Batman universe. Nightwing's my favorite superhero, probably. He's Batman with none of the flaws. He learns to overcome the things that Bruce Wayne gets driven crazy by. And he has to live in the shadow of Batman. And he has a lot of... That's his biggest struggle. But he had all the same stuff happen. His parents got killed. He was alone. He was orphaned. But he didn't have the money. He doesn't have that like class thing with him that Bruce Wayne does, where he has to struggle with that. That's why I love Nightwing. He's very much like Daredevil without the Catholicism. And Dick Grayson as a great moral center. I really liked when Dick Grayson was Batman in the comics. They had to ruin that by bringing Bruce Wayne back. And him and Damian were Batman and Robin. It was a really good time in Batman comics. Like, There's a great Dick Grayson book that Scott Snyder wrote called The Black Mirror, great graphic novel. And it's great to see Dick Grayson as Batman because he's really one of the best fighters. He's a good detective. Now, as far as I know, Tim Drake's probably the best detective, and Jason Todd was a good fighter, but Dick Grayson's got the best balance. And he doesn't have a lot of Bruce's mental issues, which, you know, some people think think makes him a little more bland, but I like characters like that, like Cyclops or Rick from The Walking Dead, the comics. Like, the character has to make those kind of tough decisions because it's the most pragmatic one. And Nightwing makes a lot of good decisions. Plus, he's more of a brawler. He gets dirty. His outfit's awesome. Like, I really would have liked to have seen Dick Grayson. We've never got a good Dick Grayson in a movie that was live action. We've never had a good Robin story in any of the movies. And I love Robin. I think Robin's, like, the best sidekick. I think he's a great idea. I think Bruce Wayne learning to overcome his issues with the new orphan kid's a great story idea. That's what Batman Forever could have been. And it's been upsetting my entire life that we've never had a good, you know, even Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Dark Knight Rises, that wasn't that great. You know, even though Joseph Gordon-Levitt's great, my whole life I've been wanting a really good Robin or Nightwing or something, and it feels like it's never gonna happen. Which just sucks. It just really blows, because I think that it makes Batman a more interesting character. There's that one shot I like in Batman v Superman where you see the Robin costume, the Jason Todd costume, and unfortunately they spoiled it in the trailers, but it's like a nice moment. You're like, oh wow, this kind of sets up a history here. I just wish that the Batman universe had a little bit more history. And none of the Batman films have that. We only have the Nolan trilogy, really. I know that this series is supposed to be taking place in the same continuity from the original Batman to now, but they feel so disconnected. And they didn't follow up on things like Catwoman, you know, so it doesn't really have that thing that it could, where it's like they didn't really continue the stories. Every movie's like a new adventure. Even Batman Returns did a bad job following up the original Batman. And this film certainly is just a weird sequel to Batman Forever. Very weird.
Anyway, then I really want to apologize. Then I really want to apologize. Because it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain them. Loved Batman Forever and went into Batman and Robin with great anticipation. If I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain them.
It was just to entertain them. You hear that? Joel has a good heart deep down. He just wanted to entertain them. What a good dude. Oh boy. Poison Ivy's gonna kill this old man with all this stuff. He's like, I love you, we'll be together. And she's like, but you're old. Yeah, I love Dick Grayson. I love Dick. The problem is, I think that, Joel Schumacher liked Dick too, just not the character. He liked too much Dick and not enough Grayson. Joel, I need a 30-year-old who looks like he could be molested like a child. You make a good point, Blood Money. That is a valid point to be made. Joe, get me an O'Donnell. I need an O'Donnell now. Stat. He's busy making the Three Musketeers, sir. I don't care. Tell Disney he's mine now. Matt Damon should have been Robin in Justice League. It would have been cool to see, Chris O'Donnell in Justice League. I guess, yeah. That would have been cool. What an awesome movie that could have been. Matt Damon should have been Robin. Yeah, I mean, fuck it, I guess. Why not? They originally were going to do a fourth and have Scarecrow come in, but thankfully we didn't get anything until Nolan took over. Yeah, although maybe some more Joel Schumacher hilarity wouldn't have been a bad thing. Maybe that would have been fun. Who knows? It's a shame, too, because I like Batman Forever. I actually agree. I think Batman Forever's aged the best out of the original Batman movies. I think Batman's very dated. I think Batman Returns is horrible. And I think this movie was never very good. But Batman Forever, I'm not saying it's good. It's just kind of like, it gets the tone better, like that 60s Batman. and some of the scenes aren't like that terrible. I mean, it kind of falls apart by the third act, but the first act of the movie, I don't think that's bad. Is that bad? I actually really like the opening scene. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones is awful, but it's got fun bits to it. I mean, it's still too long. It's aimless. It doesn't work, but I don't really think any of the Batman films really worked until Batman Begins for me. From like just a story structure standpoint and character work and character development and it's just God George talking to dying Alfred or Al, I guess would be if we were doing the dick thing here. Oh Al, you're dying. What do I do? You're like 90 years old. Don't die, Al. Please. Please don't die. I'll miss you. Yo, Mr. Wayne, you ran around, blah, blah. Oh, it's sad. This old guy's trying so hard to act and make this emotional. And he's just in this terrible movie. And Clooney's giving that smile, shaking his head. Another flashback. That's all we needed. Another good old flashback. I swear to God. Like, Kiva Goldsman was like, okay, flashbacks, Mr. Freeze wife. Everything else, Joel Schumacher, I leave to you. I don't have to write another piece of dialogue or story beat. What about Barbara? What? Just do whatever. Who cares? We got the clueless girl. It's crazy when you read all the people that auditioned for Robin. Like, some of the biggest actors at the time, and Marlon Wayans. Like, the fuck? Which, don't get me wrong, I would love that. I would love if Marlon Wayans ended up being Robin. Heck, he could still play Robin. I don't give a shit. Let's fix this. Chubby Elisa Silverstone on a 90s computer. Life sure was good back then. Where she bites her lip in every scene, or like puffs her face. Like, do something. Jesus Christ. You know, I'm starting to realize she's barely in this movie. Like, it's a weird thing. Yeah, she shows up. She shows up early. She has the motorcycle scene, and now she's trying to break into the computer. She's hardly even a side character. She's in like 5 scenes. This is bizarre. They were like, we need Batgirl. All right. I would still like to see Batgirl. I know they're making the Batgirl movie. I like Batgirl a lot. I like Barbara Gordon. Not this Barbara, not Alfred Barbara. Or Al, sorry. Alright, yeah, the symbol, yay. Alfred put his brain in a computer. Awesome. You guys remember we did that in the 90s when it was like Black Mirror? Those were good times. I guess we're getting near the first finale to this film. This movie has like 2 finales. It has the main finale where they go to fight Poison Ivy and Barbara joins in, and then we have the whole like ice vehicle sequence that leads to them fighting Mr. Freeze. This movie's really clunky from a structural standpoint. Like, so far we've had no character development except that Batman and Robin are fighting each other. We have like Mr. Freeze's wife he's trying to bring her back, and Poison Ivy's trying to manipulate him. But like, this movie's been on for 90 minutes, and it has as much story as like a very cheap generic cartoon show, like one of those cartoon shows that has storylines that are only supposed to be 20 minutes long. Like, this isn't a movie. This isn't a movie story. This isn't a movie structure. This is very weird. Like, some people would say it's terrible, but it's bizarre. It's bizarre that there's so much incompetency going on and no one talked about these things more. My brother, my friend, help me. Kevin Smith talked about that. There's like 10 times in this movie George Clooney gives a speech like, you, my friend, my brother, help me do this thing. He just does it every fucking 20 minutes. Oh, it's the scientist characters. Oh my god, Mr. Freeze walking down below into the thing with Bay, it's hilarious. This movie does have some funny stuff. Like, they should have leaned way more into the comedy. If they would have embraced that stuff, like the stuff that's so funny, and not tried to like balance it and make it a blockbuster and a campy film, if they would have just said, this is a comedy, straight up, everything's a joke, everybody act comedic, Clooney act comedic. You know, this could have been like an entertaining movie, like almost like a farce of comic books and Batman and all that. But I mean, it's ridiculous. He's putting like these like crystals up, and I mean, this is so silly. Like, if he had some funny lines of dialogue, like if Arnold actually had some funny lines and weren't just puns, this would be a fun movie. I'd enjoy this. Like a Roger Corman film or something, you know? They had the right idea, they just didn't execute it properly. I could have went with the fully campy Batman movie, really. I think Batman Forever did that stuff a lot better, though, except for the Chase Meridian. That stuff's terrible. And Tommy Lee Jones and all that. That's terrible, too. Okay. That's weird. Oh. Oh. Okay. Sorry. God, we still got so much movie to go. I really do wish this fucker was over. This needs to die. Oh, we're at the Alfred Headroom scene. Yep. Oh, somebody's watching this along with me. Good on you, Fred. Thank you. Why are you making a live commentary movie that someone likes to watch? Hey, you don't know that people don't like to watch this movie funny. I think that's a generalization, thank you very much. I'll eventually get back. I eventually want to talk about good movies. So far, it's just been bad. Transformer, Scooby-Doo, and this. I will eventually get to a serious commentary where I talk about a film I like. I wanted to do that tonight. I was going to do Iron Giant. I really wanted to do the Iron Giant. I was going to do Donnie Darko one night. I was going to do, you know, a few movies I wanted to talk about. But as of right now, I'm just sticking to really crappy films I watched when I was a kid or I saw years ago that I haven't watched in a long time. And I'm just curious how they hold up trying to watch them. And I've been sorely disappointed for the most time. But I do, you know, I do, you know, no, I'm having more fun with this one. Transformers, I got really bored like halfway through, an hour in. Scooby-Doo, I bailed out early, but I still try to talk about things. This has been fun. Like, this is a movie you can sit and have fun with your friends watching. And I gotta say, what they got to it moves very quickly. Excluding a few scenes like the Poison Ivy purple gorilla outfit scene, the scenes don't last that long. And if you start to get tired of something or you run out of something to talk about or make fun of, it just moves along. You just get to the next scene and then you can just go along with it. So I'll give the movie that. Like, I'm not going to say it has good pacing, because, you know, obviously it doesn't. But, you know, it's not the worst, like, bad movie to watch. There's so many movies that get boring or dull, and this is a good bad movie, like The Room is or something, where it has some lulls, but for the most part, it's just every new thing that's creative and crazy. Oh, well, Poison Ivy's in Audrey, too. Suit Me Up, Uncle Alfred. Earlier, I missed that, but... God, you just see his dick. That's so weird. This is one of those movies you can watch that's bad, and you can... It goes by. You can finish it. It's not just like a chore to set through. So I will give Batman and Robin that. It is more fun to watch than Transformers and the Scooby-Doo movie. Now, take that for what it is. I know that's not the world's best compliment. I'm not saying it's Citizen Kane, people. But, you know, I don't know. I'm... You know, I mean, maybe a part of it is I haven't seen this one in so long, and I watched it so much when I was young. But I watched Scooby-Doo a lot, too. We're coming to the famous rubber lip scene. The good old fake out. You weren't smart enough for this, Poison Ivy. See, here's what happened. Dick sucked Bruce's dick before he came to kiss her, and got a jizz coating on his lips to protect him from the evil heterosexual woman lips. Because women, they're devils. So he used that jizz stuff and put it around, and it created this rubber coating around his lips. That's exactly what it looks like, and he pulls it off to let her know what he has done, and that her evil femme fatale ways will not work on him. He has taken the Batcock. He is ready to fight evil. Joel Schumacher, most red-pilled movie ever. Excluding maybe Phantom Thread, which is just like, bitches can't leave you alone, can they, fellas? Oh, Batman's so stupid, wasn't paying attention, got tied up. Man, what a terrible plan. Slowly rip the rubber semen lips off and then let her push you into the water and I'll jump in and then she'll just tie me up. Oh, but then Batgirl shows up. Feminism. God, Alicia Silverstone looks awful in that costume. Her fight jumping and all. I mean, this looks so bad. She's got to be the worst, like one of the worst superhero characters in the movie ever. This is so silly. Cat fight. Here we go, bitch versus cunt. Guess which one's which. She's just trying to like kick her on the floor. Where did Barbara learn karate moves? That's what I want to know. When did she train and start learning how to fight? Did they establish that she like knew karate? Oh my god. Alicia Silverstone's just backing up and swings her like, oh my god, the choreography. Holy shit. This is a woman's job. Or something like that. Yeah, I agree. One of the famous. God, every time somebody falls on their back, they do that thing where they jump up. Although earlier, Joel Schumacher did that cool shot with Robin. There hasn't been a cool shot. Oh, gotta do your hair. Uma Thurman looks like Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus in this movie right now. Oh, her own plant eats her. Why? The scene doesn't make any sense. The plants love her. She was just in the plant earlier and it opened up. And it's her friend. Why is it closing up on her? Wouldn't she have control over the plant? She's poison fucking ivy. Where's the consistency? I question the suspension of disbelief they took on this movie. I think they took a lot of creative license with this film. Oh yeah, he's like, Bruce, it's me, Barbara. I didn't recognize you. Oh my god. Hey, Robin still got the semen lips. Oh god, and they all run out together. Oh my god. That's so funny. Alright, let's go to the ice party. We just got done with the garden party. Now we gotta go to the ice party, guys. Yay. I got my boy back. We can bring our girlfriend too. I wish Brad Bird would make Superman instead of Zack Snyder. I think everyone would agree with that one. Oh, God, Joel, why did you do this to us? She learned it from her computer grandpa. Teach me Kung Fu, Uncle Alfred. I know Kung Fu. Show me. The plant sensed weakness. It's like Kung Fu movie rules. She learned it in Barbie's dollhouse. The plant sensed weakness. That's a really funny line. This sounds like a Mauler stream. Oh, yeah. Now that's just silly. Toy Story 3 ended perfectly. That's a random... Oh, you're talking about Toy Story 4. I'm like, what? What's that got to do with Batman and Robin? I mean, I guess it's better than the Nolan Cal, but I don't... I don't know if that means much at the end of the day. I have a Discord friend, though, that likes Man of Steel for being different and human take on Superman. I think anyone who says that is wrong and stupid and making excuses for a movie that doesn't have. There's that guy like Film Glob or whatever who does that. They try to say that Man of Steel is this brilliant character study and humanizes Superman, and it's like well written and it's different, and it's like no it's not. It's just like a generic special effects action movie. It's like a Michael Bay movie with really clunky dialogue. Clark Kent Superman's hardly a character. The last 45 minutes is just action. It's none of those things people say it is. Like maybe the original idea for the movie Nolan and them came up with was, but that's not what Man of Steel ends up being at all. Oh wait, we're in the ice sequence where they have the I'm glad that Batman conveniently had these like ice vehicles to use. I mean, God, if he didn't have these, what would they do? It'd have been a funny scene to see the Batmobile drive on ice and be like, go off. And Batman just crashes his car. That would have been an exciting action, so I wouldn't have expected that. This was clearly done just to sell more toys. Like, oh shit, we got 20 minutes left. How do we sell more toys? Alright, guys. We gotta come up with new outfits. We gotta come up with new vehicles for the final 20 minutes. We won't show the characters go get those vehicles and outfits. We won't show those characters get those vehicles and outfits. We'll just show those characters go, and they'll randomly have them. How long did it take to go get those on? I couldn't have taken 5 minutes. Did they use that underground tunnel thing that's hidden? That goes everywhere, that endless tunnel? No, I remember when I was a kid, I was very confused by this ending. Like, I didn't get why their outfits looked different. I remember that the outfits had different colors, and I asked my parents, I was like, why did Batman and Robin and the girl's outfit look different? Why did the color change and all that? They're like, oh, no, he made like an ice outfit so they could fight Mr. Freeze. And I was like, oh, okay. Because the movie doesn't bother to spend any time with it. Oh, boy. I actually love Clooney landing in the middle of Batman and Batgirl just standing there in the center. That's awesome. There is something that's weird. This is the only time we've ever had Batgirl, Robin, and Batman in a movie together. Like, holy crap. It's been 21 years and we still haven't gotten this. Like, Marvel's pretty much done everything like you could have gotten in Marvel Comics, but DC, we still haven't had something like this. I guess Joel Schumacher deserves credit. He did innovative things. You know, I mean, I know the Batman series had Batgirl, but and the animated series and all that. Oh god, why is there so many lasers in this film? God, it's so weird. It's a very 90s thing. Lasers. Oh boy. Okay, wait. Earlier, Batman just beat the crap out of Mr. Freeze during the car chase, but now Mr. Freeze is like superhuman strength. Oh, the falling scene. The classic falling scene. See, this is bringing us back to the scene earlier where Barbara and Dick were falling on the motorcycles. And Dick saved her and grabbed the ledge with his foot. But now they're going to change that up. Because his bat grapple hook just fell. But she uses hers. And she says, I got you. So she saves him now when he saved her earlier. So they set something up and then have a payoff for it. See how great this movie is? They actually really thought this stuff out, people. You don't give it enough credit.
If I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. Then I really want to apologize, because then I really want to apologize.
He really, really wants to apologize.
Then I really want to apologize.
Oh boy. Hello there, Batgirl and Robin. Now it's time for you to die. For I am the shadows. Your death will be cold-blooded. Oh boy. Boy, Clooney's just like bitch slapping Arnold. You know, in real life, Arnold would just kick the shit out of George Clooney. I mean, I don't know why I'm going to realism in this movie, but I don't like seeing my man Arnold get beat up by Clooney, that smiling, smarmy mofo. ER Clooney era where he shakes his head. He's gonna defeat Freeze with the head shake technique. Oh, let's take his tube out with our feet. We have feet. Yeah. Now he becomes little scrawny Bane again. You're a little guy. For you. Little Bane. Hello, Mr. Wayne. Bane in Dark Knight Rises has a mini-me Bane. What's a lovely, lovely singing voice? Yes, I agree. It's very lovely. Thank you, little Bane. You're welcome, Big Bane. Bane and Son. You're my son, I love you. I love you too, Papa. I'm taking your armory. I need this car for my son. Oh, boy. Do you want Batman's broken mask, son? Yeah, Daddy. This little baby Bane. Bane's bench pressing his son. Great. I'm a firing my laser. It's like poetry. It rhymes. It's like, why is there no third eye blind in this movie? Yeah, I know. I saw an old Facebook photo yesterday of a guy I know who's like probably 38, and he had a picture of him and his friends in high school in the 90s. And somebody said this looks like a Third Eye Blind album cover, and I was like, damn, that's the best comment I've seen in a while. No, Edward Norton's like 6'1". How's it gonna be? How's it gonna be? I think James Cameron's Spider-Man could have been a cool movie. Sure. I mean, we don't know, but it is James Cameron. I mean, the dude could definitely make an entertaining movie. Oh boy, yeah, look at this production value. Take that, Mr. Freeze. Oh my god, little skinny Bane's so funny. Oh my god, that's adorable. Oh, he looks like he has AIDS. Oh man, just explosions and everyone's jumping and there's wire work and the building's collapsing. This is awesome action spectacle. Brief shots of CGI Batman cape. Yeah. This is exactly what I wanted. 1997 me thought this was the best thing ever. I've legit seen this movie at least 30 times. I just haven't watched it in my the last 15 years of my life. Back in the day, I used to watch this movie when I was a kid all the time. Oh god, these CGI shots. It's amazing. Actually, this one with Clooney falling with them, it's not that bad for 97. Like, compared to all the other CGI shots, that one's not that bad. Oh yeah. Wow, that's as good as a Power Rangers episode. You did it, Joel. You did it. Alright, Joel, what's the word? Looks like University of Illinois. Yeah, Batman, he grabs both of them. They grab onto him. Wouldn't it be funny if he just dropped Barbara right now and was like, it's just me and you, Dick. We don't need her. And then Joel's message would be complete. Actually, some of that ILM footage of Superman flying from the late 90s actually looks shockingly good. For like 90 CGI. I'll give them that. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, this ending drags out. This is the most dragged out ending. No one does like a 45-minute ending Dark Knight Rises and it's better paced than this. Like, there's so little story and characters connecting and moments and payoffs and beats that it doesn't really, like, it makes all of this just empty. This is just empty spectacle, but it's not good spectacle, even for the time. I mean, this is just junk. Oh god, whenever they do outer space shots with Sally, remember the one in GoldenEye? That looks so bad. Looks so bad. Oh, now they're gonna warm Gotham with laser satellites. Hell yeah. World's greatest detective. Using his detective skills to have lasers warm everyone up in Gotham. That's... yeah, detective. Take that. Oh god, the ice and all that. Oh god, it looks like rubber. And not the kind of rubbers Batman uses with Dick in the Batcave. Alright, everything's back to normal now. Oh, the dog's okay, thank god. Don't let that bulldog get hurt. We did it, guys! Yeah! They're all gonna high five. You remember the end of Alien vs. Predator, the running down the hallway scene? It looks like the scenes from Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, they're running in the fan. I guess Paul W.S. Anderson was a big fan. Oh wow, Arnold's got the Total Recall face and eyes right now. He's totally rocking the Total Recall be out in space face. Oh, Bruce Wayne conveniently had a camera to film Poison Ivy revealing that she did it. So he's like, see this mofo? It was a woman! A woman did it! You can't trust him. Joel Schumacher's letting you know. It's a man's world, baby. It's called Batman, not Batwoman. Do you understand, Freeze? Don't you understand? I'm going to listen to some of this dialogue, so I'm going to take out the desktop audio for a second so I can really hear what's going on. This is another one of those Clooney speeches. Brother, friend, help me. You, Victor Freeze, will you help me? He does this 100 times. What's he say? Victor Freeze, help me save another life. Show me how to cure McGregor syndrome. Oh, you can't cure Conor McGregor syndrome. That dude will kick your ass. Buried deep. Buried deep beneath the snow. Will you help me? Again? Doctor. Joel's there with the tear going down his eye. This is beautiful. Clooney's gonna win an Oscar for this one. This is the role. Yes, I have a cure. I have these little tubes. They're going to do it for you, Bruce. I can. It's me. You gotta throw the ladies a bone. Batman's coming to get you, Barbara. This movie makes Batman v Superman look good. I don't know. I think this is a much more entertaining movie than Batman v Superman, to be honest with you. I'll have your wife moved to the lab at Arkham. Brother, friend, doctor, you helped me. We did it. Alright, time to save Alfred. The only decent, half-decent, adequate subplot to this movie is the dying Alfred thing. It's like this could have been a good dramatic scene in a blockbuster. They go to save Alfred the last, like, 5 minutes. And see if he's okay. See, this would be so much better with kids. Once again. And I know Kevin Smith made this point. If Dick Grayson right now was like 13, 14, and Barbara Gordon was that age, and it was 2 kids on the side of the bed besides Batman, who's like George Clooney in his 30s, and the kids are worried about Alfred dying, and he's like, all we can do is wait. That'd be a good moment. He's like the father right now, like, hold on, but it's just 3 adults. It's weird. Poison Ivy in prison, back in Arkham. He loved me. He loved me not. He loved me not. Not. I do not. He shows up. So I've never liked the implication of the scene. Is this implied that he's gonna rape the shit out of her for like 10 years? Like, what's he supposed to do? Winter has come at last. Seriously, what is the implication? What does he do to Poison Ivy? Oh, they had pizza. Bruce Wayne's a billionaire. I guess he's a millionaire at this time, and he went and got pizza. No need to, like, you know, lobster, filet mignon, some kind of tortellini, you know. I don't know. Nope. Got Pizza Hut. I'm shocked they didn't say, like, Pizza Hut. Oh, wait, Robin says the pizza line earlier. That's right. Tear going down his cheek. I don't think that's a tear, Blood Money. This should have been a father-son story. Oh, boy. Alfred's okay. Well, that's a big surprise. I didn't see that coming. This movie's full of surprises and twists. What an endearing spectacle of events. Everything's gonna be okay. What the hell are they even talking about? This is utter nonsense. I believe I'm the one that kicked Ivy's botanical butt. That was me. Oh my god. This banter between them. Holy shit. This might be okay if these characters would have had a relationship at any point in the movie. Why would they just let Batgirl join? This doesn't make any sense. Like, she's just a random chick who showed up. Like, no. No movie. Partners. Oh, Clooney smiling again. Jesus, it ends on a smile. We're gonna need a bigger cave for that big dick. Oh, and they're running down the hallway. Da 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 da. I actually like that Batman theme. I mean, it's not Danny Elfman. Good job, Barry Waldwin and William M. Elvin and Eric Oliver. I'm sure you guys are very happy with your work on this movie. Oh my god, what's this music? Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. And we made it. We got through it, guys. We did it together. Awesome. All right, just for the last quick here. Mr. Freeze. There you go. And oh, my bad. Move that around when I didn't want to. I know you're gay scene. And you know I know you're gay because you watched this movie with me. And Bat Nipples. Well, Robin Nipples. And of course, the masterpiece of them all, the crutch. Is that not the most beautiful piece of art you've ever seen? Oh wow, I even conveniently left the Clooney crotch right at the bottom there. This is truly the Mona Lisa of live streams. I've done it. I've completed it. She's Al's niece. Can we get a Why Man of Steel doesn't work? Yeah, if I can make a 10-part video series on it. Alright guys, well thank you for sitting through this movie with me on Saturday Night Fever. I really appreciate it. I had a great time watching with you guys. I think this was easily the best episode. I will be back tomorrow for episode 50 of Box Office Addict, which I'm very excited about. I hope you enjoyed the stream. 21 years in the making to get here for me to go back to the past so we could sit in the future. Maybe we'll be able to actually watch a good movie now because we sat through this piece of dog shit. But I had fun. I think this is a fun movie to watch. It's the Picasso of live streams, yes. Yes, it's beautiful. But I had a good time, and thank you, Joel Schumacher, for sitting through it with us. I loved using your clip throughout the thing. So credit Joel Schumacher for his contribution. And yeah, hopefully I can do this next Saturday. I'm moving on Tuesday, so I don't really know if I'll be able to do this next Saturday, but I'll definitely let you guys know on Twitter. But that's 3 Saturday Night Fevers basically this month. So even though I missed a couple weeks there, I was able to get this last week out of the way. But hopefully next time is going to be a good movie. That was Batman and Robin, 1997. Yeah. We could get a better Seth MacFarlane rant at some point. Yes. I hope you guys enjoyed it, though. I did. Please rewind your VHS tapes before you bring them back to the store. And let's not forget this important little ditty.
And went into Batman and Robin with great anticipation. If I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain them in any way. Then I really want to apologize, because it was great anticipation.
Hold on 1 second. We can make this better.
If I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain them. Anyway, then if I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. My intention.
You know what, Joel? You know what, man? I forgive you. I forgive you. That's all I got, people.